Anytime something went missing, he knew who took it. Not guessed, not suspected, knew. And that was the beginning of fear in the village. In a quiet village called Umudara, nothing stayed hidden for long. If a goat went missing, before sunset, the thief would be known. If money disappeared, before nightfall, the owner would hear a name. If food vanished from the pot, even the wind could not hide the truth. At first, it felt like a blessing. People slept with both eyes closed. No more night guards, no more shouting, no more endless arguments. Because once Obina spoke, the matter ended. But peace built on fear does not last. Obina lived at the edge of the village where the bush began. His hut was small. No wife, no children, no visitors, only silence. Some said he was born normal. Some said something changed when he was young, but no one could agree. What everyone agreed on was his eyes. They were calm but heavy, like a man carrying too many truths. One afternoon, a young woman named Adeze ran to him. "My wrapper is gone," she said, breathing fast. "It was drying outside. Now it's gone." Obina didn't speak immediately. He looked at her, then looked past her. Then he said quietly, "You took it yourself." Adeze stepped back. "What?" "You hid it," Obina said, "so you could accuse your co-wife." Silence. The small crowd froze. Adeze's lips began to shake. I just wanted her to be blamed," she whispered. Her co-wife burst into tears. "Why would you do that to me?" she cried. Adeze fell to the ground. "I'm tired of fighting. I wanted her gone." That day, something changed. People stopped reporting small things. If food went missing, they kept quiet. If money disappeared, they pretended not to notice, because the truth was no longer safe. But secrets have weight, and one by one, they began to break. A respected man in the village, Okeke, came one evening. "My barn has been emptying," he said. "Someone is stealing my yams." People gathered again. They waited. Obila looked at him, then said, "You are the one taking them." Laughter broke out. Okeke frowned. "Are you mad?" Obina didn't move. "You sell them at night to hide your debts." The laughter died instantly. Okeke's face changed. "You lie," he shouted, but his voice was weak. A man from the crowd stepped forward. "I saw you 3 nights ago." Silence. Okeke collapsed on his stool. "I didn't want anyone to know I was broke," he said quietly. That was the day even the strongest men stopped feeling safe. That night, the elders spoke longer than ever before. "This man is exposing too much," one said. "But he is not lying," another replied. "And that is the problem," the first one said. They all fell silent, because truth was now the enemy. The next morning, they went to Obina. "You are breaking this village," one elder said. Obina looked tired. He replied, "I am not the one breaking it." "Then who is?" another elder asked. Obina's voice was low. "The things you are all hiding." Silence. An elder stepped closer. "My own son avoids me now. He thinks I will call you on him." Another added, "My wife no longer speaks freely in her own house." Their voices began to overlap. "You have turned truth into fear. You have turned neighbors into enemies." Obina raised his hand slowly. "Do you want lies instead?" he asked. No one answered, because deep down, they knew. Then came the day the village would never forget. The chief's son disappeared. But this time, something was different. No one wanted to call Obina because they were afraid of what he would say. The chief walked alone to Obina's hut. No guards, no pride, just a father. "Help me," he said. Obina looked at him for a long time, then asked softly, "Do you remember the last thing you said to your son?" The chief was confused. "This is not the time." "It is the only time," Obina said. Silence. The chief's voice dropped. "I told him he was weak." Obina nodded. "And?" The chief swallowed hard. "I told him I wished he was like other boys." His voice cracked. "I didn't mean it." Obina stepped closer, but he believed it. Tears rolled down the chief's face. "I was trying to make him strong." Obina shook his head. "You broke him." Silence. Heavy, painful silence. The chief fell to the ground. "Please, just tell me where he is." Obina pointed slowly. "He went where no one would call him weak again." When they found the boy, he refused to speak. Even when his father held him, even when the village celebrated, he just looked away. That silence hurt more than anything. Days later, the elders returned again, this time not with anger, but with fear. "End this," they said. Obina sat quietly, then finally spoke. "When I was young, I lied about a man." The elders listened closely. He was beaten, disgraced, and driven out. Obina's voice shook. "Later, I found out he was innocent." Silence. "I ran into the bush that night. I cried, I begged to never be wrong again." He looked up slowly, and something answered me. The wind moved softly through the trees. I have not been wrong since that day. After that, Obina stopped speaking, not because he could not, but because he understood something. Truth can save, but too much truth can destroy. The village slowly healed. People laughed again. Children played again. But something never returned. Trust. Because deep inside, everyone still had something to hide. And they all knew, if Obina ever spoke again, their names might be next. If you lived in that village, be honest, would you want someone like Obina? Or would you rather keep your secrets? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you love deep, emotional African stories like this, subscribe now, because the next story might expose something even worse.